Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Steelers Nation? This is the Steelers WattsCast Part 7, I believe this is. This will be our preview to the Steelers versus the Raiders game. If you haven't already, please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, or if you do, enjoy the content. If you actually enjoy my videos, please subscribe. We're on our way up to 500 subscribers, and we want to try to get there. So, yeah, anyway, this is our preview of the Raiders game. This is our bounce back to the bounce back to the bounce back after these last couple of fortunate weeks. So, yeah, I mean, there's a good bit to talk about. I'll kind of do this in my regular style that we've been doing. We'll go over the Steelers. We'll go over the opponents. We'll look at some numbers offensively and defensively. We'll check out the injury report, give our predictions, and finally to close it out, we'll put together a Steelers parlay and see if it hits. So far, I think I've been 0 of 3 on these parlays I've been calling. So don't take my bets, unless you're maybe putting $1 on it. FanDuel has me. FanDuel has me in the chokehold right now, so it's all bad. But anyway, let's talk about our Steelers, man. A couple of tough losses to two teams we all feel like we could have beat. Part of the reason you want to win I don't want to say gimme games, but part of the reason you really want to make sure you beat the teams you're supposed to beat is because if you're going into a game that's a little bit more 50-50, kind of like with the Cowboys game, even though I still feel like we had the definite advantage over them. If you do happen to not slip that, if that game doesn't happen to slip away, or basically if you lose that game, you gave yourself a little leeway. So we start out 3-0. We're now 3-2. I think Baltimore's 3-2 now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they're 3-3. I honestly don't know, but I know we don't really have that much of a lead. The Browns and the Bengals, their seasons, in all honesty, their seasons are probably over. So we got to really watch out for Baltimore, because Baltimore can come in and take the division. They're clicking. They're looking good. They can run the ball. So we have to keep this thing moving. We have to keep going, or we're going to give away all of this leeway that we built up. So yeah, man, let's talk about it. We got a couple of things here. Starting off with our Steelers. Let me move my camera. Okay, there we are. All right, yeah. So, we start out 3-0, but unfortunately, we had these two back-to-back losses, and our numbers continue to take a bit of a hit. So, we knew at the beginning of the year. We'll start with our defense as always. Our defense was up there. Our defense was top 5, top 10 across all categories. So, I mean, we still are doing okay. But not quite where we were. So we're still second in points, which is good. We dropped down to 10th in yards, 8th on play action, 9th in average yards a game. We're still 6th against the run, which is good, although we're now down to 11th in the rush attempts. We're still 3rd in the average rush per yard, or average rush per game, which is good. But our passing has really, really taken a dive here. Our passing is struggling, so we're down to 20th against passing when it comes to yards, 15th on the attempts, 25th on the average. We're down to 14th in sacks, 25th in sack yardage. Now, we are still doing pretty good on first downs, rushing first downs. Passing first downs need a little bit of work. Penalty first downs are still decent, and penalty yards are still pretty good. So, all in all, I know a lot of people make a big deal about us having the highest paid defense, which, I mean, we do. And when you have the highest paid defense, you expect them to perform. With our defense these last couple of weeks, I don't think it's been so much as a bad performance. It's just been a lot of what we've seen in Steelers, the old third down conversions. Just, we're not getting teams off of the field on third down. That's really hurting us. It happened all throughout last week's game, including that game-winning drive that Dak went down the field and scored a touchdown. I think they converted like 2 third downs, maybe 3, and then they scored on 4th and goal. So that's really tough. And then our offense on 3rd down, our offense was converting a lot of 3rd downs the first 2-3 weeks, and these last 2 weeks, not very good. I don't have the numbers here in front of me, unfortunately, but that's been a big difference in a lot of these games. We can't get them off the field, and we can't stay on the field. That in turn keeps us from making big drives, getting ourselves into scoring opportunities, while allowing the other team to continue their drives, get them into scoring opportunities, and allows them to put up points that they normally wouldn't put up. So, I mean, last week our defense, I don't want to say they played that bad. It was the 3rd downs and that last drive that really killed us. Because if you think about it, we had 3 takeaways, almost 4, if you count when the Landon Robinson knocked the ball out, or Landon Roberts knocked the ball out on the goal line, knocked them back like 3 yards when they were about to score. That could have sealed the game, and we'd be talking about everything a lot differently. Oh, excuse me. If that were to happen. So, plus we blocked the field goal. I mean, the defense, yeah, 3rd down would have liked them better. Yeah, we'd have liked to see them get a stop on that last drive, but I have a hard time putting all of this on the defense. Did we score enough points to win? Yeah. Did we make enough plays on defense to win? Yeah. But when you are sloppy and you let a couple of those little things kind of slip as far as letting them continue drives, a field goal here, a touchdown here that they might not have got, a field goal here or a touchdown there that we may have been able to put on the board if, we didn't have drops, if we didn't have our penalties, a bad play call on 1st down, bad play call on 3rd down, not converting, missing open receivers, things like that. Like I said, I'm not on here trying to be negative about the Steelers. I'm just assessing the game. We want to try to keep this as positive as possible because, just in my opinion, a lot of people like to focus on negative stuff. It's clickbaity. It garners a lot of attention. But I feel like you can still make your own way and build your own brand and build your own self or who you like. You can build them up without taking shots at others or trying to break down others. That's just my opinion. So, as far as our stats leaders, I thought this was kind of telling last week, looking at some of these numbers, and we'll see that again here. Sorry if you catch me looking away here and there. The Ohio State and Oregon games on, and Oregon just threw a bomb, and they just went up 24-21 on those States just before halftime. But be that as it may, so Justin Fields is currently leading with 961 yards of passing. Najee Harris is at 270 rushing, and Pickens is at 310 receiving. We're our offense, man, it's struggling a bit. It honestly is. I feel like Fields is our guy. Our line's young. We've had a lot of injuries on the line. It's been a bit of mismatch. Fields is, I feel like sometimes he's playing on fire. He's like he can do no wrong. And then there's sometimes it's just small things. It's like he's not seeing the guy open, which I don't want to say that's a small thing, but it's fixable. He's not catching the dude open. He's not putting enough touch on his ball for people to catch, like the one to Cameron Hayward on the left sideline. He probably still could have caught it, but that was a tough catch. If it had a little bit more air under it, it would have been easier. Same with Darnell Washington on that first drive. Get a little bit more air under it. He probably catches it. He probably scores. So stuff like that is fixable. Working on the touch a little bit. Najee has also been struggling a lot, but I mean, it's tough because I've been hearing it all week. It's like when Najee runs the ball, a lot of people who know a lot more about football have been explaining how the defenses have played us against the run. It's like they know it's coming. They talk about how they stack the box. We still continue to run. And even with my limited football knowledge, I know that we shouldn't be throwing so many pitches and tosses to Najee Harris. I want him to be going downhill. I want him to have some momentum built up, and I don't want him dodging people in the backfield because we've been seeing a lot of that, a lot of negative run plays. Najee's better than that. He needs to be better, don't get me wrong, but he needs some help too, like as far as schematics And then Pickens' numbers should be a lot better. He should have a touchdown. He should have a lot more yards. We know the situation with the penalties in the first couple weeks. We know the situation with last week where he wasn't giving his best effort, from lack of better words. He had a drop or two this game. Open fucking always on his eye black, which, I mean, that don't bother me, but it's not smart. I mean, like, there's a lot of things we could say. They don't bother us. Like, who cares? Whatever. It's football. Everybody should have attitude. Everybody should feel like they're the best. But it's just not smart. Like, it's just common sense. Like, I mean, it's just taking money out of his pocket. So, I just don't. I don't mind it. I don't care. But I just, at the same time, I have to acknowledge it's just not. It's not smart. It's not a good look, and it's not something you want your coach to have to explain to the media that his receiver had open fucking always, which it should have been always fucking open, in my opinion. But who am I? But be that as it may, George Pickens, he's going to explode. Pause. I don't think anything's really major to where, people are saying we're going to have to trade him, get rid of him, this, do that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I could be wrong. I think he's going to be all right. But there is a pattern. I can't not acknowledge the pattern of the behavior, but I feel like Pickens is a superstar talent, like a superstar talent. And if you had Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and now I don't want to say a young Justin Fields, but a Justin Fields getting acclimated to the offense, I'd be frustrated too. Granted, Justin Fields is throwing him some lasers. I feel like if there's anybody on the team where Justin Fields is throwing a good ball to them, it's George Pickens. The one on the sideline where he was running against the Broncos, he threw on the rope. Like, we could go all the way down the line. We've talked about this before, but Justin, you gotta catch. George, you gotta catch the ball, my guy. You got some of the best hands I've seen when it comes to the circus catches. You can make a routine catch. It's just a lack of focus, and I think he'll be fine. He'll get it together. And look at this. Look, the Ravens have tied us. They are 3-2. I think they were 0-2 to start the season. So yeah, we can't fuck around. It's time. We got to go. We got to go. Our schedule to start this season, I don't want to say it's cake, but it ain't shit compared to the end of the season. So we got to do this now. All right. So that's all I had on the Steelers as of right now, unless anything pops back into my head. But part of the reason I said this is kind of telling as far as numbers is because I'm going to go ahead and bring over the Raiders numbers here now. Look at this, man. Minshew has more yards than Justin Fields. I don't personally think it's directly Justin Fields' fault. I feel like play calling has a lot to do with it. I feel like penalties even with the same exact play calls, without the penalties and without the drops, Justin Fields has easily has more yards than us. But Gardner Minshew, the dude that just lost his job, has more yards than us. That should say something about us as a team. Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, I get it. Great defense. We want to run the ball. Those are recipes to win games. Don't get me wrong. But if we're literally running Najee into brick walls, he's our only healthy running back. It's not smart, man. It's not smart. Let's toss the ball to not toss like a pitch, but let's literally throw the ball to Najee. Let's have him hit the flats. Let's throw some screens, man. We threw a screen. What was it, last week or the week before? And he went for like 60 yards, ran like two people over. Get Najee with a head of steam going downhill. Play him like he's Derrick Henry. Play him like he's much bigger than what he actually is. I know he lost weight to try to move. That's not who Najee is. Najee is a bruiser. I've been saying it ever since I've been doing these podcasts. Get him the ball with momentum and let him run these DBs over. Let him put his shoulder into a linebacker's chest. Let him enforce his will. Like, it's time to let Najee go out there and let him go and inflict some pain on people. Like, don't always have him taking hits. Let him deliver some hits too. Their running back, I'm not, no disrespect, I don't know who he is. I said this same thing last week against Rico for Dallas, and he torched us. So, the Steelers got to quit letting these no-name people just go off against us. It's unacceptable. I get it. You might not have a lot of film on this guy, yada yada, but there's a reason a lot of these people aren't having the best seasons. Why the teams don't have the best running percentage. Why these teams' numbers are the way they are. They should not look so much better when they play us when we have the number one paid defense. That's all I'll say. Brock Byers, I've been hearing about this dude all year. I didn't know who he was. Forgive me, I'm old. I don't really keep up with college ball and the new guys that are coming into the NFL like I used to. All these guys are much younger than me. It's crazy how time goes. But this guy, I'm familiar with him. I'm surprised they don't have a picture for him. Brock Byers, tight end. He's a beast. I've heard nothing but good things about him. I know our defense is going to key in on him because if they don't, it's going to be a long day. We got the personnel to be able to do this. We got two great safeties and Minka and Deshaun Elliott, and we have two linebackers who can move, and Patrick Queen and then Peyton Wilson. So, I mean, we should be more than equipped to play tight ends, but I'll say it again. Last week against the Cowboys on the pregame, they were asking Mike Tomlin about a play where he had TJ Watt guarding CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb goes out, runs up the field, and scores a touchdown. It's back when, CeeDee Lamb first got into the NFL. I think it was like 2016 or something, or maybe when we played him back in like 2020, 2021. I can't remember. Probably 2021. Yeah, it would have to be. But anyway, Tom was like, oh, yeah, we didn't know who CeeDee Lamb was at that time. And I will shit you not. In that game against the Cowboys, I wish I would have recorded it. There was a play that TJ Watt was guarding CeeDee Lamb. I was so pissed. I don't get if it's a Steelers thing, if it's a Mike Tomlin thing. Like, we are going to do what we do. We don't care what you say or what the numbers say, what the analytics say. We're the Steelers. We're going to do what we do, and we don't care. Stubbornness, I mean, I always say you want to stick to your guns. If you truly feel some way in different things, you don't want to just be flip-floppy and, wishy-washy about stuff. But at the same time, you gotta be smart, man. You gotta be smart. There's ways to do things easier. Like, it's like, what's the saying? Work smarter, not harder. Like, there's certain situations where you don't have to do things this way just because you've always done things this way. You don't have to do things this way just because I'm the boss or whatever, and this is what I say. Like, shit like that, the ego and, the pride and stuff like that, while it can be a great tool, it can also be a big downfall. So, Mike Tomlin, you will always be my guy. But, well, I shouldn't say but don't say but anyway, lot of different quarterbacks, a lot of different coordinators. Ever since we didn't have the killer bees no more, and when Ben was his guy, when Ben was Ben, ever since then, it just feels like the offense has really been handicapped, and it feels intentional. So I hope that changes. Last time we really got to see people air it out was, Justin in that second half against the Colts, and Mason Rudolph last year when he came in. It's got to be better. We gotta. I was listening to. I can't remember what the name of their podcast is. The Steel Hero podcast. I love those guys. Something Adams and Jersey Jerry. I can't remember the first guy's name. I apologize, but I love their podcast. And they were talking about, like, when's the last time the Steelers were up 14-0? When's the last time the Steelers were up 21-7? And I was thinking about that. I'm like, shit, dude. I mean, that's kind of true. And he's like, it's not because we're ass. It's not because we suck. It's because we don't want to be. Like, we play really conservative, and then it gives you less room for error. And then I was listening, I can't remember who said it. I was listening to somebody, but they're saying, if you keep playing all these tight games, one little penalty here or there can flip the game on you, which we saw against the Colts on that Minka Fitzpatrick play. If we had another field goal or another touchdown, it doesn't matter if the refs call a flag on that play, give them a first down on 3rd and long after we should be off of the field. It doesn't matter, because even if they go down there and score, we still got breathing room. We still got more points on the board than what they will have even if they score a touchdown. That's just the bottom line. So I think shit like that has to be seen. Like let's give ourselves some breathing room. Let's go try to fucking put our foot on their necks, man. Come on. Like, we got the talent to do it. We just gotta use it in a better way, because I know our line's struggling. I know our receiving core is completely, I don't want to say abysmal, because these are our guys, but we all knew from the very moment that they traded Deontay Johnson away, we knew we needed a wide receiver too, and we just never got one, man. And unfortunately, Van Jefferson just hasn't been getting it done. Calvin Austin's just kind of small. Roman Wilson, they just won't give him a helmet. I don't know why. It's 2 weeks in a row he could have played. I don't know if they're going to play him. Jalen Warren's been out. Cordell Patterson has been out. It's just been rough, man. It has been rough when it comes to health, but there are creative ways that we can get people the ball. Maybe get a receiver, if you want to throw a toss, give Calvin Austin the ball. Toss it to him, have him run to the sideline. Don't run up the middle now, because you might get hurt. But go outside. Like, there's ways to make stuff happen, and we're all just waiting to see more of it. That's just where we're at right now. So, looking at Las Vegas's numbers, it's like, oof, it's pretty bad. So, their offense. Let's start with their defense. Their defense, it's really not the best, man. In all honesty, other than Max Crosby. Shout out to Max Crosby. He's a beast. That's one of my favorite players, man. I shouldn't say he's one of my favorite players, but he's one of my favorite people in NFL. I love Mason Crosby, or Max Crosby, excuse me. Jesus, what sport am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the kicker, Max Crosby. But they let up a lot of points, man. They let up a lot of points. They can't stop the run, and they're not very good against the pass either. Now, what they are good is on first down. They're good on first down, and they're good when it comes to their penalty yardage. So we should be able to run the ball, which we've been saying for the past 2 weeks. Hasn't happened yet, so hopefully we can do it this week. We should also be able to throw the ball. I think they have it's either a really good corner or safety that we got to watch out, one or the other. But other than that, somebody's out there on a motorcycle. Other than that, they don't really have a whole lot of weapons in the DB, so that should be somewhere where we can attack. Now, as far as their offense isn't really doing the best either. They announced that Aiden O'Connell's going to start. I know a lot of people saying they wish it was Minshew because he's pretty turnover prone. I think he has like 6 turnovers in 5 weeks. So I could see why people would say that. But Aiden O'Connell's still a young guy. We can't come in here and let him look like he's Kurt Warner. We just got to do our job, and our defense should eat. We should create some more splash play. I know Dak Prescott put the ball in harm's way a lot last week. I don't know if this Aiden O'Connell guy will do it that much. I feel like he's going to do a lot of checkdowns, intermediates. But what did the Steelers give up a lot? A lot of checkdowns, intermediates. We play a lot of deep zone, and we let people eat across the middle of the field a lot. So that can be a good bend but don't break type of attitude. We just got to keep them out of the end zone, and ideally, we would like to stop these motherfuckers on third down. Please don't let them convert so many thirds. It makes the defense get tired. TJ is our only healthy edge rusher right now, and we want to keep him fresh for the end of the game. We don't want him out there having to play 70 snaps. So, come on. Come on, Steelers. Come on. We can do this. This is a favorable matchup for us. We can do this shit. We just got to lock in. I know I see a lot of people blaming Tomlin, like, man, bro, these are grown-ass men. These are grown-ass professionals out here. Tomlin can be the most hoorah, and we already know he's a player's coach. People speak so highly of Mike Tomlin. The only thing I would get mad at Mike Tomlin for is them damn challenges. It's like he intentionally loses challenges he should win, and or it's like he intentionally throws challenges he shouldn't throw when it's an obvious loss that we're not going to win this challenge, and then obvious challenges that we should do that we will win he doesn't do. That's my biggest thing with Mike Tomlin. So other than that, I will hear no Mike Tomlin slander. These are grown men. These are all professionals. You got to bring your hard hat and your lunch pail to work. Tomlin can't go out there and play the game for you. It's just no disrespect to my Steelers. I'm just saying people got to get off Mike Tomlin's nuts. All right. So that brings us to the injury report, and the big one is Russell Wilson. Man, he is healthy. People are saying they want to see him. People are saying that he gives us a better chance to win. People are saying like, hey, I don't want to just let Russ sit on the sideline all week. I want to see what he's got, if he can play. And if he can't, just put him right back on the bench. I don't know if I agree with that. I'll be honest with you. I wanted Russ to start at the beginning of the season just because he's more proven than Fields, has more of a track record. And I just thought Fields needed a little bit of time to just sit and learn. I didn't think it was the best idea to just take him out of that horrible situation he was in and just throw him right in the front lines immediately. But be that as it may, Russ got hurt. He's been hurt all year. And Justin's been playing very well. And in that time, I've seen enough from Justin to say, like, I think he not only could be our QB this year, I think he could be the QB for the future. Is he perfect? No. Does he need work? Yes. But the foundation's there, man. He's got a big arm. He can run with the best of them. Unfortunately, he hasn't had any big breakout, 40, 50, 60-yard runs for us. No long touchdown runs. But I feel like it's coming. If he keeps getting the reps, it's going to come. And Russell Wilson, I mean, he's going to be the backup this week, and it's going to be some pressure will be on Justin Fields. But if you've ever seen Justin Fields in an interview, he's very even-keeled, very stern, very confident, in my opinion, of himself. And I don't think he's easily rattled by outside noise and different things of that nature. I just believe he's really into his faith. He feels like everything happens for a reason, and he believes in himself, and he believes, that, regardless of what's going on, that, his faith is going to help, pull him through it and lead him on the best path. So shout out to him. That's good for him. And I think, I think as long as he goes out there and does what Justin Fields does, he won't have to worry about Russ. As long as he's not out there worrying about Russ and just plays his game, he's going to be fine. Najee Harris, this is pretty common with Najee. He gets beat up pretty good during the game, so he usually gets some days off, and then he gets a full participation in there just so Mike Tomlin can all right, you're good. And that's where we're at with Najee. He's going to play. DeMonte KZ, they say he rolled his ankle in warm up before the game started, but he played, but they said it swelled up real bad. He hasn't practiced all week. He's out. Jaylen Warren, I didn't expect to see him back this week. We know he had the hamstring. The hamstring turned into a knee. He was limited for these first couple of days, but I saw some tape of him. He was looking good in his limited participation. Friday he was full participation. So Jaylen Warren might play, bro. And Jaylen Warren, it might be the key to our offense. I'm not going to lie. I love Najee. This is not a knock against Najee. But Jalen's just simply faster. It's just, I mean, what can you say? When he runs, he moves down the field faster than Najee does. It's just that simple. He's a faster back, which makes him more explosive. Najee's not bad at catching the ball. I think we need to throw the ball to Najee more. But with Jaylen Warren, he's like that third down back specialist. He catches a lot of underneaths, and he, breaks 3rd and 5 underneath throw, and he breaks 5-6 yards, gets us the first down. He blocks very well. And I just think that him and Justin Fields can make a hell of a read option combo. They're both fast. They're both powerful. And if you don't know who got the ball and one of them gets a step, they can house it, man. That's just how fast these guys are. So I'm very excited to get Jaylen Warren back. We've missed him this season, especially with Patterson being out these last couple of games. We could really, really use Jaylen Warren. I just hope he's, healthy and, nothing's lingering on him and ready to see number 30 out there play. I don't think we've seen him since a couple of snaps here and there in week 1. Mika Fitzpatrick, he's going to play. He just had some rest. Nick Herbig, we all saw him unfortunately leave the last game. He got hurt. He's not going to play. Wish a speedy recovery to him. Alex Highsmith has been out since week 1. He's got that groin injury. They said it's kind of been nagging him since training camp. He only played that first game, I believe. He does have some limited participation this week, which is good, but he's out. Maybe look for Alex Highsmith next week. Sayamalu, I was nervous about this guy playing last week. I was nervous. and he had a bit of a slow start, just trying to get acclimated to the speed. But after a quarter, maybe after the first half, he was fine. So he rested up after after not playing for so long, but he's going to play. Cordell Patterson, unfortunately, he's still hurt. He's out. I would like to have him back too. I think he looked really good in the snaps that he was getting before he got hurt. McCole Pruitt, another guy we haven't seen since week 1. Very good in the blocking game. I'm pretty sure he caught a couple of passes. He's a glue guy. He's one of the scrappers. He's going to do the dirty things, not dirty as far as hurting people, but he's going to do the little things to help your team win. And he's also another very good rotation piece. We got like 4 tight ends. We have them for a reason. So it'd be nice to get him back in the rotation. TJ Watt, he's going to play. He's fine. Like I said, we just need to make sure we keep this guy rested. Don't burn him out. And maybe I was listening to Steelers DB, another very nice podcast guy I listened to throughout the week. He was just talking about some different creative things to help TJ get to the quarterback a little bit easier, because I'm going off the top, don't quote me on this, but he said that TJ Watt's chip rate, or the rate that's a tight end or running back stays in to help block him with the tackle, is like 58%. And to give you context, he said the next highest was Myles Garrett at like 28% or 38%. Like, it was a huge difference. And he was talking about different ways, moving him right, or his left side to right side. Maybe do a stunt where, the inside guy goes out and TJ goes inside. Different things like that. Let's just help TJ out. We know he's the best in the world. He should have more sacks than he does already, even though he has a good bit of sacks. But let's just try to make things a little bit easier on our superstar. Same thing I was saying about Najee. Instead of just trying to do the same thing over and over and over and just saying, this is what we're going to do, I don't care. Same thing with TJ Watt. Let's maybe switch things up a little bit instead of just running our head into the walls and saying, this is what we do and we're going to make it, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to change. Maybe let's adjust some things. Maybe not change the whole playbook. Let's not change philosophies. But let's make some tweaks. Let's try to make things easier on our guys. All right. Cameron Hayward, he's fine. Cameron Hayward's podcast has really been picking up. I've been listening to it a lot. Sorry, I'm a mailman now, so all day I listen to stuff. So I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of Steelers stuff. Ogunjobi, he got a little rest. He's fine. He's going to play. Pat Freiermuth, he's good. He's going to play. Pat Freiermuth has been balling. I think he could be doing, not saying he could be doing better, like he's not doing good enough, but I think we could get him the ball more, and I think he's going to be fine. Or I think he's going to have a good season. Devontae Adams, could he be a Steeler? I doubt it. He's probably going to the Jets, but he's not playing with the hamstring slash trade request. He's not playing. Max Crosby, we talked about him earlier. He's going to play. We got to watch out for him. Divine Diablo, hopefully I'm saying that right. He's going to play. He's a very good linebacker for them. This guy I'm not really familiar with. He's questionable to play. Michael Mayer, I've heard this name a bit. I'm not sure about this guy. I know Brock Bowers is their guy, so oh, okay. This is where I heard he's having some personal issues, so he's going to be out this week. So hopefully everything is okay with him. McAllister, I'm not familiar with this guy that much, but it looks like he's going to play. Jacoby Myers, I think he's going to play. I heard about him earlier. He's torched us a couple times, so we got to watch out for him. I think when he was with the Patriots. So a couple of these guys will skip. No disrespect to him. I'm just not real familiar. Jackson Powers Johnson, man. This was a guy that was high on my draft board. Ultimately, I'm very glad we got Zach Frazier in the second round because I think he is going to be an all-pro. But Jackson Powers Johnson, I feel like he's been dealing with injuries all year, so hopefully he gets healthy. If he doesn't play this game against us, I won't be too mad. But hopefully he gets healthy soon. So that's it as far as the injury report. A lot going on. It's just that time of the season, man. Everybody's hurt. Give it a couple weeks and people start to get healthy again. And, that's just kind of where we're at in the season. So as of right now, I think that's all I have. We'll wrap this up with some predictions, and we'll throw together something on FanDuel here just as a little Steelers ticket to see what we could come up with. So as far as predictions, I feel like my very first prediction was very spot on. My last 2 weeks, not so much because I did not expect us to lose these bum ass niggas. But anyway, who do I think is going to be our touchdown scorers this game? Is Najee finally going to get a touchdown? I feel like Najee usually scores against the Raiders. You know who else usually scores against the Raiders? George Pickens. I feel like we played them the last 2 years in a row. And both of the games were big games. I believe they were both Kenny Pickett games, game-winning drive games. George Pickens touchdown to seal the game, type of games. The Franco Harris game, and I can't remember what the other one was. But fuck it, I'll say they both score. They both score. I think Justin has a good game. Justin goes for over 200 on the 200 through the air. Give him another 40 on the ground. I think our defense plays well. TJ gets a couple sacks. Maybe a strip sack. I want to see Minka get a pick. Minka's been due for a pick for a long time now. So I want to say Steelers 24. No, I lied. Steelers 20. 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals from the Boss. Big Boss. Brass ball Boss. Remaining Killer B Boss. Yeah. I say 20 Steelers and 10 for the Raiders. 10. I'll give them 10. So 20-10 Steelers. And as far as our bet, can I just see, how did I do this last time? I could just pull up the books. My bad. Let's see. Oh, NFL odds. Here we go. We got it. We figured it out. So we actually play at 4 o'clock. I forgot we played at 4 o'clock. All right. So I made the mistake of saying to take the over last week. I think we smashed the under all season. I think there's only been one game we went over. I think it was the Colts game. I'm smashing the under. Taking the Steelers to cover 3 points. Touchdown score. I have to say Najee. But at the same time, holy, they got Jaylen Warren on here now. No way. Oh, shit. That changes things a little bit. Justin Fields is up here for an anytime touchdown. That's crazy. You know, I'm going George, actually. A lot of times I talk a lot of shit about George. He performs the next game. Just kind of say, fuck you. George. I would love to see Pat Freiermuth. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then let's see. What are our numbers on? Oh, they're right here. $1.78 for Justin. I'm taking that. I'll take that. Pat Freiermuth is number 1. That's crazy. Look at these receiving numbers. This is ugly. Van Jefferson under. I don't know if I like any of these numbers, man. I really don't. I'll take Pat Fryermuth for, let's see, where's his alternate yards? I'll take Pat Fryermuth for 25. They're thinking Justin for about 40 as well. I said 40. You know what? We're taking Justin Fields for 40. I don't feel comfortable taking either Najee or Jalen because I don't know how they're going to split the carries. 20 yards for Jalen Warren seems low, though. That seems low. I just don't know how much he's going to get the ball. All right. Well, somehow we ended up with 8 legs. So let's see if we put $5 on this. Oh, my God. There ain't no way. There ain't no way that $5 turns into $1,300, right? Ain't no way. We only took 1 anytime touchdown. What if we take the touchdown out? Okay. That drops it from, you know. Holy shit, dude. What? Ain't no way. So that was an anytime, right? So without it, it's 411, which is still crazy. With it, it's $1,300, dude. Holy, that's crazy. What if it's Najee? Sheesh. What if it's Justin Fields? What if it's Jalen Warren? That's crazy. That's crazy. Pat Fryermuth might be one of the most. I think Muth scored the last 2 games in a row, didn't he? Against the Colts and the Cowboys. Yeah, he did. So yeah, like I said, I'm not the best bettor. I'm not a very good sports gambler, so take all this with a grain of salt. I just think it's fun to do, so that's why we do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. We've been on here for 40 minutes. Holy, yeah, I'm getting out of here. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you. You're a real one. I'm sorry I ramble so much. I don't talk this much ever in my normal life, but get me on here talking about the Steelers, I just won't shut the fuck up. So, again, thank you all for being here. If you stayed to this part of the video, you're a real one. I really appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys, and catch you later, man. Steelers. Let's go Steelers. Steeler Nation, man. Let's get this dub.